Welcome to Buku Digitalku, media belajar era masa kini. Meet me, Mr. Indosa. In this video, we will learn about historical recount text. Are you ready? Well then, stay tuned and enjoy the lesson. Here we go. Before we learn about the historical recount text, let's have a look on this following text. It will talk about our National Proclamation Day or National Independence Day. Read it with me together. Proclamation of Indonesian Independence. The document was signed by Mr. Sukarno and Muhammad Hatta, who were appointed President and Vice President respectively the following day. The declaration marked the start of the diplomatic and armed resistance of the Indonesian national revolutions, fighting against the forces of the Netherlands and pro-Dutch civilians, until the latter officially acknowledged Indonesia's independence in 1949. The Netherlands declared that they had decided to accept de facto 17 August 1945 as Indonesia's independent state. The United Nations, who mediated in the conflict, formally acknowledged the date of independence as 27 December 1949. The Proclamation of Indonesian Independence was read at 10 a.m. on Friday 17 August 1945. Nah, adik-adik, dari teks yang sudah kita baca tadi, tahukah kalian apa sih isi cerita dari teks tersebut? What is the text about? So we can learn together from this text. The text tells us about the Proclamation Day or the historical event of Indonesian Independence Day. We can see it? Oke, nah dari teks tersebut kita akan mempelajari mengenai recount text jenis historical past event or historical recount text. The following are the materials. So what can we learn from this text? The first is the structure of the text, and the second will be about how we answer the question. Untuk penjelasan lebih rinci, simak terus video ulasan berikut ini ya. Alright class, now let's learn about the structure of historical recount text. Mari kita belajar tentang struktur dari teks historical recount text. Nah, apakah kalian sudah pernah belajar mengenai historical recount text sebelumnya? Jika belum, perlu kalian review sejenak tentang struktur atau berkaitan dengan definisi dari recount text. Nah, pada fokus pembahasan kali ini, historical recount text, it is a kind of recount text which retells the story based on histories or historical events. Jadi, sebuah teks yang berkaitan dengan cerita sejarah. Nah, untuk strukturnya, mereka memiliki struktur dari teks yang sama. We know that in the recount text we have the first is orientation. It introduces the participant, time, and place. Jadi pada struktur yang pertama yakni adalah orientation, mengenalkan tokoh, tempat, dan waktu kejadian. And then there will be series of events. What is series of event? Apa sih dari runtutan sebuah cerita itu atau kejadian-kejadian di masa lalu itu? Ya, pada series of event menceritakan langkah-langkah ataupun cerita secara bertahap dan secara urut mengenai kejadian yang terjadi pada waktu lampau. And then there will be reorientation. What is reorientation? It's optional, jadi bisa ada, bisa tidak. It is the personal statement from the writer based on the historical event itself. Jadi ini adalah sebuah komentar atau pendapat dari penulis mengenai kejadian-kejadian dari cerita berdasarkan sudut pandang penulis. And here we go. We will learn about the next text, that is historical recount text. Let's learn it together. Alright, let's analyze the structure of the following text. The history of hamburger. The hamburger is the most eaten food in the whole world. The first hamburgers were made and sold in Connecticut in 1895 by an American called Louis Lazen. Louis called them hamburgers because he was given the recipe by sailors from Hamburg in Germany. Hamburgers became a favorite meal in America in the early part of the 20th century. Their popularity grew even more after the Second World War, when they were bought in large quantities by teenagers who prefer fast food to family meals. In 1948, two brothers named Dick and McDonald opened a drive-in hamburger restaurant in San Bernardino, California. Since then, over 25,000 McDonald's restaurants have been opened worldwide, and now 35 million McDonald's hamburgers are eaten every day in 115 countries from India to the Arctic Circle. Alright everyone, after we read about the text, history of hamburger, let's analyze it. The first paragraph is about the orientation, introducing the participant, place and time. And then the second is series of events. The second paragraph and the third paragraph will be about the series of events, where the first hamburger made and sold, and until how many of the restaurants were built by the McDonald and Dickey. The last paragraph will be about the reorientation. It's stating the personal comment of the writer. Now let's get to answer the question from this text. Have a look on the following questions. The first question: what is the text about? The second, where the first hamburgers were sold. Third question, why this meal is called hamburgers? Number 4, what were the names of the two brothers who opened a drive-in hamburger restaurant? And the last question, how many McDonald's restaurants had been launched around the world? Now try to get the answer by yourself first before I will explain it to you. Have you finished? Okay, let's get the answer together. The first is, what is the text about? The text is about the history of hamburger. The second answer, where the first hamburgers were sold. The first hamburgers were made and sold in Connecticut in 1895. Answer number 3, why this meal is called hamburgers? Because the inventor was given the recipe by sailors from Hamburg in Germany. Question number 4, what were the names of the two brothers who opened a drive-in hamburger restaurant? The name of the two brothers are Dick and McDonald. And the answer for number 5, how many McDonald's restaurants had been launched around the world? Yes, of course, the answer, over 25,000 McDonald's restaurants have been opened worldwide. So, those are the questions about historical recount text. Happy learning! Well, class, that was about historical recount text. Bagaimana? Cukup menarik dan mudah bukan belajar bahasa Inggris bersama buku digitalku? Alright, I will see you on the next video. Thank you and see you, bye!